Welcome back to London, everybody. Today we're in Seven Dials, just a stone's throw from Covent Garden in the district of St Giles.
The heart of the Seven Dials district is a unique road junction where 7 roads meet around a central roundabout. In the middle of the roundabout is a column, which you just saw, which bears 6 sundials. The column itself acts as the 7th.
Now, if you're not careful, you can get lost up here, as I did many years ago. But today, I've got it all mapped out where we're going, and we're going to show you some great things.
One thing you'll notice is that the roads all have a very similar look and feel. That's why it's easy to get lost round here. But the great thing about Seven Dials is that most of the shops and restaurants and pubs are independent. There's not very many big chains here, as you will see.
Right. Because you go to another round and you're like, hi, I'm here for a toilet. Okay, yeah.
And then you have to go.
We're walking down Monmouth Street, and if you continue much further down, you'll come to number 13, which is where Brian Epstein used to have his offices. Brian Epstein, of course, managed the Beatles and Cilla Black and was very famous during the 1960s. But we're going to take you on a little detour.
Yeah, we're going to head into Neals Yard, just under this packing crate that's about to fall on my head. Just round the corner here is a street art piece painted by street artist Bambi, depicting Lady Diana, Princess Diana, dressed as Mary Poppins with a Harrods bag, greeting her grandchildren.
Neals Yard is possibly the most colourful little tucked away courtyard here in London, and it became famous for Neals Yard Remedies, which is a brand selling skincare and organic bath and body products, and you'll see that in just a moment.
Now, in this busy courtyard, you could easily miss, above the blue windows, the home of Monty Python. From the 70s to the 80s, Michael Palin and Terry Gilliam had their studios and offices for Monty Python here in the courtyard. Now, these fine food vans give you a clue as to where we're heading later in the walk. It's Seven Dials Market. It's a street food market that's meant to have a really good reputation for lots of choice. In the meantime, we're heading up Shorts Gardens back to the centre of Seven Dials so I can get my bearings.
Oh, right, okay, fine. Have a look.
The original monument that stood here was constructed in the 17th century, but it was removed in 1773 due to it having a reputation for where ne'er-do-wells used to congregate. In fact, the whole area had become a bit of a slum by that time, but the area was revitalised in the 1970s and a new monument, reconstructed to look like the original, was erected in 1989. Each of the faces of the sundial tells the time accurately to within 10 seconds.
Now we're going to head down Earlham Street towards Shaftesbury Avenue to give you an idea of how close it is to the famous theatre district. Lovely little market here on the right, some great independent shops as well. Loads to see if you're walking around here. It's very warm today. Now, as you know, I'm still walking. I always say look above the shops because you sometimes see some interesting signs. On the right is Fopp Records, an independent record store full of music, books, records, CDs, memorabilia, t-shirts, you name it, it's there. If you're into music, it's a great place to go in London. Now we're just coming into Shaftesbury Avenue, and if you just look straight ahead, you'll notice the iconic Palace Theatre, where Harry Potter has been playing for the past 10 years. Can't believe it's 10 years. And you can see the sign in the distance on the theatre. Very iconic landmark.
We're back in the centre of Seven Dials again, and there's another theatre right here, and this one is showing Matilda. That's the Cambridge Theatre. We are going to head now down to Seven Dials Market and have a look at all the street food.
Bulgarian.
Now the old stuff's all very well. I'm going to cross the road now to show you a modern icon. It's the world's first dedicated chain to the humble Crumble dessert. It's a Crumble bakery. Now Crumble started off humble beginnings as a market stall and now has several shop locations across the whole of the capital.
Unfortunately, it's far too hot to have a crumble today, so we are heading into Seven Dials Market to see what street food takes our fancy for a spot of lunch.
Now Seven Dials Market is an old banana warehouse. That's why you'll see lots of bananas within the building. And if you're into your street food, this is the place to come. It's a street food paradise.
Lemon meringue.
The market's been set up by an organisation called Kerb, which is an organisation that many street food vendors in London belong to. And here, over 20 have come together into this fabulous location.
Now you know me, I love my street food. It's going to be so difficult to choose something to eat today. I'm spoilt for choice. Now I thought this was sushi, but actually on closer inspection it's cheese sushi, which is basically lots of cheese in little dishes and you sit there and choose what cheese you want and what bits to go with it, like olives, pickles. Not for me today though, I want something more substantial. Had a good look round today. There's something for everyone. I think I've got my eye on the pasta today.
Well, we hope you've enjoyed exploring Seven Dials with us. We're full of delicious cheesy pasta and we are heading home. Remember to subscribe to the Still Walking channel, like, share, and you never know, we may come to a town, village or city near you very soon.
Yes, we're going to roll ourselves back to Covent Garden tube station and catch a train home and have a rest. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Take care.